boy T-Pole. This the New Solution Radio podcast show. And if it ain't AGELREEFE and the family, I'ma keep saying it till I get tired. Overstand, leg up.
Yo, we back in the building with another session, you know what I'm saying? It's Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everybody, you know what I'm saying, tuning in. We picked a good day to have a good, you know what I'm saying, want to keep the fans rolling. We got several topics we gonna talk about. The main topic is truth in plain sight. Now, that's a lot of things that I feel that are in right in front of our face, like, you know, as a community, as a race, as a nation, as a whatever you want to call it, you know what I'm saying? They put it like right directly in your face. And we're bringing one story, especially from Shreveport, Louisiana. I got my brother Jermaine in here, and he's going to explain some of the things that's going on in Shreveport right now. Brother Jermaine, how you doing? Happy Father's Day.
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing good, brother. Thanks. Peace and blessings. Let's discuss this topic of what's going on in Shreveport. He was discussing
Okay.
about, you
Can
know.
y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Well, let me start off. Um, can y'all hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. First, I want to say that we're going through a very I hear a lot of feedback in the background. Okay. Can
Everybody
y'all hear
mute
me?
your phone.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, brother, you got the floor. Go ahead, tell your story.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first off, I want to say we're going through a lot here in Shreveport concerning the housing situation. First and foremost, we've already had four, or the latest one makes five. So altogether, we've had already five apartment complexes are shut down. They're blaming it on supposedly negligent property owners not paying their bills, not upkeeping the properties. But we only heard that for one property, and also we've seen the conditions. But they're not. But we think it's more to it than that. They're not saying. Again, we're left in the dark. So now 200 families have been displaced, were displaced. So they were displaced, and now just as recently, this past Sunday, at the third apartment complex that was shut down, they forced them out. The Shreveport Police Department / task force team um, went up in there, forced them out. They never went before a judge, never went before a due process. These were 30 families. We believe also now we also do know too they were disabled, they were sick. They never even had a chance to even go before a judge, and I also do believe somebody's allegedly hiding something. This is more. This is way deeper than what we think, and to know also from what we heard is that these people have LLCs. These particular city council members have LLCs. They have business licenses that we now know some do own properties. And then too, it starts back to the mayor, including our city mayor who owns these LLCs, owns these properties. And again, it's bad. It's really bad. And again, they're again blaming. Again, they're saying it's life and it's owners' negligence, failure to keep up the units, failure to keep up the buildings on these rental properties. But we believe it's more than that, because if that was the case, why didn't they address this years ago? Which makes us also too, you know, that y'all knew these families were living in disarray, living in unlivable conditions, hazardous conditions for years. It's been going on for years in this city, and now all of a sudden they want to start shutting stuff down and not knowing these people. There's many families still with nowhere to go. There's still families with still nowhere to go right now.
This has been an ongoing thing, is what you're saying, right?
Right, right, and it's
Okay.
much deep. It's much more to it than what they're putting out these narratives on the news. It's okay. So first and foremost, you guys have the contract. You all have contracts with these out of state owners, with these owners from out of state. You mean to tell me y'all didn't know these owners bailed out? And it sounds like to me also that they bailed out on these deals. They actually bailed out on these deals. You know, they said we're no longer doing business with this city for whatever reasons, and that needs to come out too. So I believe that as well. So I think these out of state owners have. I think these out of state owners bailed out on these people.
Okay. And that number of displacement, that
It,
number
it
of
was
displacement.
it was over 200. I know it was 200 from the. I know at the beginning it was 200. Yeah.
Okay. So 200 people displaced. I mean, I'm just trying to. I'm what I'm doing is grasping the magnitude of that, because you know what I'm saying. It's already, we see this everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It is the, I guess I'm using the right word, gentrification of certain areas. They want to move people out these areas, kick them out of one and put them in another situation. And you know what I'm saying? I think that's kind of what's going on. It's happening in every, not just in Shreveport, but I a lot of other places. It's just not, the light not being shined upon it. You know what I'm saying? And yes, it do sound corrupt. You know what I mean?
Well, I know that a new law changed. I'm not sure about Louisiana, but Florida, they only have 30 days that they don't even have to go to court anymore. They changed the law where they can just kick them out. So it might be that
Right.
same situation in Louisiana. That's what I was trying to look up.
Oh no, Louisiana, they still have to go here in Louisiana, they still got to go through the judicial proceedings. They have to go before a judge here.
Okay. So in essence, what you're saying is it's in a chain of command. The corruption starts at lower levels in the whole situation, is what you're saying, in Shreveport.
Right,
It
and
starts from lower level districts all the way up to judicial.
they still
So
got to.
That
I
is,
know, I know, I know here in the state of Louisiana, they still got to go before a judge.
what actions have you guys taken to fight? What actions have you taken?
What actions have I taken?
The people that got kicked out. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm kind of like a spokesman. I'm kind of like a concerned. I'm a concerned. I'm one of the people, one of many, well, one of the few that's really speaking out about this here in Shreveport. So it's a few of us that's speaking out on it. That's daily speaking out on it. I've reached out to the Attorney General's office. I reached out to the Department of Justice. I've reached out to um, the governor's office. And I mean, multiple agencies, and this is heartbreaking. Even today, I also even now with the 6:09 p.m. now, still we don't know what happened to these families. We don't know if they went into shelters, if they slept under a bridge, if they had to go to a homeless shelter. They weren't given due process. They weren't given enough time. They claimed they was giving them 30 days, and you can't find a place in 30 days. You gotta have the first month's rent, and not to include also to include the deposit. And then in certain rental properties, you gotta wait to get approved by these particular apartment complexes. They didn't talk about that. And then a lot of these people can't even. And I don't think some of them can't even get into. Some of them won't be able to get into any apartments because of their background. That's another thing that was really hurting me. It's because of their background. Yeah. So
Are you the only person speaking up?
it's me, it's me, and two, it's me, of course, me, of course. Now, this podcast again. Thank you, Tavares. It's me and a few other brothers. That's it. I mean, and then for this to be going on right here, right here within our city, and just me and a couple other people, you know, it shows you the depth. It shows you kind of like the depth of the people's, you know, mindset. You know, it's good to have fun and enjoy life and enjoy the holidays and stuff. But hey, this is a serious issue that's affecting the entire community around here. So for those that speaking up, thank you so much, and those that standing with me again, thank you. For all of those that's bringing attention to this, thank you. By the way, I want to say, and again, and also want to, this was, and they also violated the American Disabilities Act. They had people in these apartment complexes they forced out here that were disabled and that were sick. So they violated the American Disabilities Act laws. I'm telling y'all, there's a whole bunch of stuff. They never went before a judge. In our state, under our state guidelines, you got to go through the judiciary, you know.
I don't mean to cut you off, brother. You mean to tell me they evicted disabled people?
Yes. I have the news articles and everything.
It's that right.
Do
there
you
in
all have a
itself
local
shows you a lot.
NAACP chapter down there?
No.
Do y'all have a local NAACP chapter down there?
Not here in Shreveport. There's one in Monroe, but they don't even deal with us. I don't understand that. They don't deal with the city of Shreveport, but y'all want it in the state of Louisiana. They're right here on the north Louisiana.
It gotta be some policy.
It's scratchy.
For this. I understand somebody walking upright, they can go to work, they can do it. Disabled.
Yep, they were disabled.
Levels are wrong right there.
They were disabled, they were sick, and they were elderly people in there. So that's kind of like, you know, what they call it, not elderly abuse, but it's when you're forcing the old people, you know, when you force the old folks out of a place, the elderly out of a place. I forgot the name of it, but it's right along those lines.
Bro, that's deep. I mean, anybody else want to chime in on this certain subject in Shreveport?
It was a Shreveport Police Department task force team. It was almost like it was a task force team. Yeah.
That's deep, man.
I'm speechless.
That's really deep. I mean,
I'm trying to hear, like, I'm hearing what he's.
And it was the local police department who spearheaded it.
Man.
They violated y'all multiple laws, and
not only do you got civil rights,
they
but you got
like some people come in real good, and some people choppy. You know what I mean? So I'm hearing what he's saying, but I can't hear what he's saying at the.
They had over 40 officers. They had everything out there. I mean, like, these people were downright criminals, and they weren't. They weren't. They were claiming. They were saying squatters was. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Can y'all hear me better now?
Yeah, go ahead. You got the flow.
Yeah, so they were claiming squatters was invading, supposedly taking over the property, this one particular apartment complex, and we never seen any confirmation with that. That was never confirmed. And the street that apartment complex sits on is a busy street. Anybody could have walked up through there. And then you know, and here in our state we have squatter rights. They have some rights, not fully like full rights as renters, but they do have rights as squatters in this state where they can occupy, where they actually can go into an abandoned building, an abandoned unit, and stay up in there until, of course, they're evicted and all that proceedings. That's what it should have been done. They didn't do that. They were forced out, basically.
That's some heck. Go ahead, Pop.
No, I was just saying that story deep. Just picturing elderly, just being put out of a situation. Again, this show is for bringing awareness to certain situations. On even want to put it light on it. Even if you know, like I told you in the last show, we said that your voice is the choice. It can everything has a voice. You know,
Every voice has a choice.
have a choice. Right. There you go. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? And as sad as that is, that's beyond sad. That's human. That's downright human. You know what I'm saying, brother? There's no other way of looking at it. Did they have it or disabled?
What did Public Housing Authority say? Have you guys been to them?
Yes, I've contacted I've contacted the housing authority. They're on top of it, but here's the thing. Here's what's going on. Yes, they're on top of it. They're definitely on top of it. I've been making calls, pretty much making calls. They put somebody or whoever it was put out a false narrative. They're putting out these narratives like it was they're blaming it all on squatters, and that's not true. They're blaming it on the squatters, and not one time did they mention that they were living with black mold. They were living under unlivable conditions, hazardous conditions, but still these people had nowhere to go. And a lot of these people that was living in those apartments, they were fixed income, disabled, pretty much like low income apartments, which, low income apartments basically they were. And so this is what they did to them. You see what I'm saying? You can't find a place within 30 days. Even with that amount of time, and people don't understand it, with the high cost of rent now, and the rent has gone up everywhere, really. And these people couldn't find no place. And then that's another thing. They had just paid their rent. Why would they do that? They had just paid their rent.
So where you at, fam?
I'm in Shreveport.
Shreveport.
Shreveport. It's right next. We're right next to Monroe. We're like an hour and a half away from Monroe, Louisiana.
In Michigan.
Up here by Grambling. Grambling. Yeah, Grambling State, all up in there.
It sounds like y'all gonna have you all gonna have to bring some media attention to that situation. Seems like it being swept under the rug.
Right.
You all gonna have to get the media involved so it can bring spotlight to what you all got going on. And don't be afraid to holler at your alderman. You got to holler at your alderman down there in Shreveport. Put them on blast. If your alderman allowing that to happen, you got to get the media involved, bro.
It's hard to get the media in these small.
Call your local. Call your local.
The media is already airing the stories, but again, they're not reporting like it should have been reported. I mean, it's being reported, but again, it's being reported to the way they're telling them to do it, basically.
Well, you all gonna have to get on top of it. You all gonna have to control the narrative.
That's right.
It's gonna take more than two people too. You got to get organized.
That's true.
That's out of there.
Yeah.
A collective.
Yeah, you're gonna have to start organizing jump right now. It may carry some years, but you're gonna have to reach out to some people, invest some time and look at who's all behind this. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody got a lot of people's hands in the cookie jar. You feel what I'm saying? Somebody, basically, what it sounded like, it was some palms got greased, some city councilmen got paid, some people got paid, bro.
Exactly, they got paid under the table.
Oh yeah,
exactly. It's corruption. It's corruption.
Yeah, it's bigger than that. So you're gonna have to do some investigating. Go to the law library there in your area and start looking up things. Go back in time to you know what I'm saying, find some history about that area. But you know, you got to go backtrack and then build up your paperwork.
Yeah.
And this is another thing. This is another thing. What happened to the $48 million? $48 million of the COVID money. What happened to that?
Well, see, there you go. That's what I'm saying. It is right there. It's the truth in plain sight. You know what I'm saying? It's that money. If that money is not allocated or allotted to whatever situation that it needed to be, especially for the elderly, disabled, and the people that were getting evicted, they should have had another fallback plan. Whether it's music, there's always a fallback plan. There's always something that maybe they paid a little bit for this and then breeze their palms. You never know. You really never know. Investigations. You know what I'm saying? Like real talk.
But I like to say this though. You know what I'm saying? You said about 100 and about 150 people that got thrown out their apartments, right? Whatever the case might be.
It was 200. It was 200 people.
Okay, it was 200 people to get thrown out. I mean, out of 200, I mean, where did they go? I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, in order to really just make things happen, out of 200, at least you got to get half of them to go along with what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? Because just you by yourself and 200 other people not saying nothing, that the ones that got thrown off, they gonna make the service seem like the other 200 don't care. You the only one care. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you got in order to get help, you got to get some people from that 200. If it ain't nothing but 50 or 25 of them, they got to go with you to bag you up and let them know what happened, because just you by yourself ain't gonna get the job done when you got 200 other people that ain't saying nothing that was there. That's what I'm saying. It ain't gonna make no kind of it ain't gonna serve us no purpose in trying to, what I'm saying, get involved in something. We ain't got to at least 25 to 30 people that got thrown off on this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need letters. You
Right.
need, I mean, if they can't
Yeah.
show up with you, you need letters. You need something concrete to show them that y'all in unison. I mean, the board
Yeah.
of supervisors, whoever y'all, the
Right.
mayor, board of supervisors, you got to work your way up.
Yeah, get some petition for all them. Do
Yeah.
go to them people and have them sign a petition and stuff. If they don't even want to come, you at least have them sign a petition. Say, look, and that's what it is. At least you will have they consent that they was there because they signed a petition that you got. Then you can push it more further because you got everybody that participating that was there on the list that signed your petition. You know what I'm saying?
Where's your senators?
Right.
Where's your congressmen? I mean,
I'm
whoever
re-
y'all.
I'm reaching out to them as well. I've also reached out to our state senator, our Congress, all that, But my main thing is continuing to get this out there. Like, thank you again to Varys for this evening. And continue to get it out there, even if it's just me. Sometimes it's just so sad within our Black community. People we're not standing up enough,
I
especially,
understand.
but when it comes to police brutality, boy, we out there in 100-fold, thousands of us. But when it comes to housing, it's really just a few. So, yeah.
Yeah, I gotta agree, but you know what I'm saying? In any case, that's something worth fighting for. You understand what I'm saying?
Right,
It's something worth fighting for. What all the whether the impact is small or big, you still made an impact. You get what
that's
I'm
right.
saying? So you can't just say, you know what I'm saying? You still gotta like this. This is still we're bringing awareness to all the listeners that's out there. We on live radio and we on podcast at the same time. So people are getting the
Yes.
aspect of you getting the live radio. They can't see us, but they can hear us. So you don't know who's listening. You don't know who's tuned in. And like this, is major, especially you dealing with disabled, man. There's so many programs that'll help you by you making an initiative to, you know, take a stand on it. You know, first.
You can
And
do.
then
You can
and
also.
then
The message starts
and
with
then
you
and then
first.
and then veterans. And I mean now, and also I forgot about that one. They had veterans, so that's which means veterans. That's even worse. It's
There
all
is a
bad.
there is a hotline for you to call when it comes to abuse for senior citizens. I mean, that should be jumped on with the disabled. That there shouldn't
That's
even be a
that's
question.
your first one. That's your
So,
first topic, right? That is first. Your first
and
agenda is hit that. They're gonna look at you different if you put the disabled. You know, I ain't saying damn the working man, but your focal point should be like I said, it has to be some kind of policy up in the high ranks that they done violated. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
And
it's
that part
several.
alone
It's
needs to
several.
be said.
Yes,
You know.
definitely. Yeah, definitely criminal. Definitely
Now I
criminal.
mean,
And
when I
and
say
violation.
disabled,
But like I
that's
said though,
human rights.
man, like like I say, in order to get anything done, I don't care if you're going to the Senate, government, all the men, it don't even matter. In order to get things done, you got to actually get the people that is really hurting. I mean, how you think marches get done? How you think protests get done? It be people that been took when these people take out the family been got involved. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
If somebody there gonna be took involved in that fight, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you ain't got nobody but you, and you wouldn't even stand there out of 200. See, we looking at 200, the number 200,
Right.
and out of 200, you is the only one. You see what I'm saying? The agenda ain't gonna get pushed because they gonna look at you like you wasn't even standing there. So what are the people that were standing there? You got to
I mean,
man,
I
you got to
mean,
get the people involved. I understand about the arguments all that, but in order for to make them take notice,
they're
you got
taking
to get
notice.
the. I understand that, but without the people, they can take notice, but without the people that's involved with that, the singing center, the VA, whoever, without them tagging along with you, that's all it's gonna ever be. It's a talk. You got to get the NAACP. You got to get civil rights. You got to get people. You got to get people involved that can help you push things further than where you at now. Because you just out there by yourself, they gonna start to prolong you. They gonna start to just give you
Mhm.
that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna start to give you that. You know what I'm saying? That okay, well, he really ain't nobody. He ain't got nobody with working with. You know what I'm saying? We can just do this, and keep on doing. It'll be 10 years before you get anything done. That's what I'm saying. Everything starts with the beginning before you can work toward the end. You know what I'm saying? And we working toward
Yeah.
a end situation, but we ain't got the beginning. The beginning is where everything at. But throwing these people's out, that's the beginning right there. Right? Where the people
Mhm.
at? That's the main key right there is where all the people. Once you get the people, then you can move up with the all of them, the film that's done it. Cause now you got the people now. We gonna storm this
Yeah.
hall. They have a meeting. I can storm the hall. You got to you gotta get the right people. Like bro, SU. They end up like Riley on he NAACP. Like he asked you about the chopper them. You say ain't now then where you at? But it's one in Birmingham. All right, y'all reach out to Birmingham. I'm quite sure if they in Birmingham that they can come in Freeport, you know what I'm saying, and look into the situation. But you got to get other active people involved in the situation if there's really something that you really want to pursue.
so,
Yeah.
sir, do you have a pen?
Yes, yes, I got a pen.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a number that I found for the. It says for funded elder abuse programs. It have states, but Louisiana is not listed. So I'm gonna give you this number. They might can forward you. Okay,
Okay.
somewhere 833-372-8311. and let them know what's going on with the disabled and the senior citizens, and go from there.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. And so, and then
Yeah,
also want to
see,
say,
so you basically you got all the information that you know need the people. Like I said, petitions. You have to, you know what I'm saying, find out where these people that went. Like I told you, these people they gonna make a alternative plan for
Like
these
you cook
people.
your recipe.
You know what I'm saying? Because
Huh?
why? Okay, if they, you know, anyway, somebody should have picked that up. You get what I'm saying? Somebody really should have picked that up. If they just elderly people, I ain't never,
yes,
I ain't never, I ain't never heard. Son, I'm telling you, I ain't never. Now, I have seen here where they did that at it was an elderly home. It was an assisted living home. Like I did that, and they were doing renovations to it. Yet these people were living in situations with no air conditioning. You know what I'm saying? And take some packages in there, and I seen how they were living. Elevators. It's a lot, brother. So I know without a shadow of doubt, they had that on the news. I'm talking about they didn't play no games. When them folks living in it was a 4-story, 5-story apartment complex. You know what I'm saying? I get what you're saying, but it got to start with you first. You
yeah,
need to
and
get those
I'm kind of,
people, like
I'm like
OG
the
said.
voice. I'm like the voice right now, and and I'm taking necessary, measures and stuff, and and it was 3 apartment complexes. They're all were closed within the same day. I've never seen that before, and I knew right there that was red flags.
You need 200 signatures. You need to start that
Yeah.
as soon as possible. You need paperwork. You need something to help you. Start that immediately.
My thing is this. If they did that, I'm telling you, they had a backup plan. Some funding that went into that, but that money didn't reach the destination that it was supposed to reach. You get what I'm saying? As we keep talking in my mind, and I'm telling you, somebody got funded out of this.
Yeah,
And maybe the reason why people ain't really you know what I'm saying. This just being me. We being real on the podcast show. I like to talk. I keep it a book. I don't try to go outside and sugarcoat that. Somebody got paid, and some of the business got paid too.
these were major violations, and even criminal. You know,
I'm just saying, but somebody. You said how much money was that? It was 48.
you talk about the COVID money. Yeah, that was allocated back last year to the city, but what happened to it? Nobody knows.
And so it wasn't a man, it was a tap.
It was that CARES Act money, the CARES Act money.
I'm just trying to put a timeline together. And I want everybody to look at this. They got the COVID money last year, right?
Correct.
They get evicted. They living in poor conditions that are not conducive to anybody's standards, human rights standards.
Correct.
You basically the truth is right there. It's all right there.
Mm,
Somebody got
mm.
paid, bro. They took their COVID with it, said bump them folks, and did not do anything to it. They probably did the minimum. I say the minimum of repairs.
Nope, never did.
Sounds
Never
like you
did.
did that.
So nobody did no repairs either.
No,
No receipts, no nothing, no air conditioning, no nothing. Fix nothing. Nobody done nothing.
no, no. Raw sewage. Raw sewage.
Excuse me. Do they gotta claim it or something? Like there's a way, like you know how sometimes you have funding, then you have to go in, you have to claim it, you know, fill out like an application or something.
I can. But this is but this but this has been a pattern with this city and this parish for years, from what I've heard. And these people been living like this. Not I don't know about everybody, but I know majority of the people in these rental properties. Some of these rental properties have been living in these conditions. Who knows how many years? And the people
Yeah.
have done nothing. The people have done nothing. That's another red flag. And you're right. That's another red flag. Y'all allow y'all citizens to live in these conditions.
Well, when it comes down to money, brother, it really they you know what I'm saying. I mean, in perspective, how districts work, how the system work, and we've always talked about this from different situations that we did of prior. Some of these people are in bed together. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
One hand is watching the other hand on certain. This person might own this company that works for be, you know what I'm saying, under the table.
That's what it is. That's exactly what
That's
it
a lot of
is.
corruption to fight. That's a
Very
lot of
much.
corruption to fight by yourself. Going to your alderman, he's part of the problem. So I wouldn't even go to
Yes.
him either. If I in
Yes.
your
And these
parish, I would not
and
go
these
to him.
right. And these owners and
You gonna have to go
this
to.
these
Go ahead,
owners
brother. Go ahead.
these
Go ahead.
owners are from New York. They're from New York.
Oh,
They were operating out of New York.
so you got New York people that then came to Shreveport. Oh, okay. So you know what I'm saying? Again, it's the truth in plain sight. Back to Katrina. It all goes back to everything. This has been going on for a while. So you putting the pieces of the puzzle together. This is from Katrina. They buying up this. They're slumming it out, purposely slumming it out to lower the value. So when they go in and buy it, they're gonna redevelop it
Gentrified.
at a high rate, high mark.
It's probably already bought.
Yeah,
It's probably already bought. They own it. They're just forcing them out now.
Right.
right. That's why it's not really getting the attention of the world news, because it's part of the process that they're trying to do
And
in that parish, in that area. They already the
and
as itself.
Well, he's
and this
saying they're telling the news wrong. They're saying they're squatters when they're not saying they're disabled people. If they say disabled people, people are going to come in and help. But they're giving false news.
yes they are. Yes they are. And this is another
Yeah.
strange thing that's been going on. What's up with these fires? For the last 3 days, there have been ongoing fires at one of these apartment complexes that shut down. That sounds very real shady to me. That's real strange to me.
Yeah, it's easier to burn them down than to knock them down. Yeah, you can get insurance money too by
True.
burning
Right, like what they call
So
that,
the
insurance
the
fraud.
issue is bigger.
them. Hmm.
Yeah,
You
insurance
got
fraud.
prop insurance stole from people. You got a lot of factors in corruption. Like I said and before, on these levels, bro. It's levels of corruption. You know what I'm saying? And bringing awareness to the people about the corruption and the way that it's right there. Like I said, it's truth hidden. It's truth right there in front of your face. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
It's exposed. We expose it, but say that it's even blacks. It's not even blacks. It's not even whites. It's just the world.
Greedy.
This ain't even got nothing. This about money. This about greed. This about bottom line.
Yes.
Period. It's not about bottom line.
It's a lot of
Truth
corruption,
be
greed,
told,
and under the table deals.
and the funny thing about it, fight this, and they'll let us scream and holler. They'll let us petition. They'll let us protest. They'll give us our rights. Get done at the end of the day after the march, after the petitions, after going here, going there, and really fighting these folks, fighting for the rest of your life, just like we fighting for reparations that we still ain't got. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's a big. But I'm not telling you not to fight. No, you fight, brother. You fight. You continue that fight. You know what I'm saying? I'm not telling you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm definitely gonna keep fighting like I'm doing now. I'm bringing attention to it, bringing awareness to it. You know, showing the world, showing the nation what's going on.
The first thing you're gonna need funding. Like you can't just if you get help, people have to have money to help to assist. You know what I mean? So y'all got to organize and get something going. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's steps to this thing.
Correct. You're gonna have to get somebody involved that got some pull, that got connection with a lawyer, because you're gonna need paperwork filed. You all just gonna have to organize, get yourself together, and move forward. You know, you grassroots. That they call it grassroots. Yep.
And
Y'all started from scratch.
And also, too, we're exposing LLC. There's people right here within the city that know what's been going on. They've been having business with these people, and yet they're allowed to go on. Like I said, there's major corruption going on. A whole lot of corruption going on.
Oh yeah, it is.
They know about these out of state owners working with it. And some of their business licenses wasn't even was revoked. It was no longer, it was suspended by the state.
Just got to keep fighting and get more people in unison.
Yeah, brother, you can't lose the fight. You got to continue to push, because just like I said, the more we have went in depth with this, I read an article a while ago after Katrina, and the levees and the murder capital, and it was a lot of killing. A lot of people left and went to other places and started doing the same. Out of voodoo, whatever, or what do you want to call it, however you want to call it, out of that area. They are restructuring this. It's all part of an agenda. In that agenda, and as spoils of war, you must know what you're going up against before you even go at it like that. You got to know your opposition move. You got to know the tactics that they're going to use against you, and you got to formulate strategies that's going to work out for you, whatever. You know what I'm saying? We can tell you, we can give you instructions, whatever. But you have to formulate your strategy. We'll help you with that, but you have to formulate that strategy on the strategy. You know what I'm saying? These folks gonna strike you in all kind of ways. And Mr. Steve Harris and Mr. Tina can stand up there in the corner and tell you, OG can tell you, I can tell you, they're gonna come at you in all aspects. They're gonna dig deep off into your history. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's just that's just that's my positive take on it. You know what I'm saying? We giving you the tools and the weapons within the corruption and the levels, because the way, like I said, they want that area down there in Louisiana for. I think it got something to do with oil or something down there, some kind of element that they looking for, and they are doing this purposely. To me, this is a purpose-driven thing. You know what I'm saying? It's about money. But like I said, bro, you fight, you strategize, you put something together.
Hey, hello everybody. Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, man. I've been trying, like when I was trying my laptop, everything popped up on everything need updated, so I had to just pretty much update everything. But I'm on my phone now.
I couldn't hear what Fam was saying, but I got the gist of pretty much of what's going on and things like that with them conditions. Uh, it was real choppy on my thing, so I apologize to y'all and the public, on behalf of the big we. And I wanted to piggyback. Y'all probably didn't move past it. I ain't never get a chance to actually put some in on that. It's just we have to understand the numbers. You understand what I'm talking about? So if we gonna sit there and we gonna do the numbers and we gonna use some mathematics on this shit, on this situation, and then we actually gonna use our common sense and rationalize this thought process on the political avenue of really, really, really what's going on. And I'm gonna go way back in time right there. So now we finna do a little bit of traveling right here with me. Bear with me as I explain it. It's the same thing that happened in the 40s, 1800s. Anytime anybody came around to colonize anything, you understand where I'm coming from? It was on boats, ships. They made a way. I'm talking about the people that was there. Guess what they did? They either added people or replaced people, right? So we going from a time frame to where it was 2 billion people on the planet to now it's 8 billion people on there. You know how they did that? Mixing the races, right? So now we finna jump all the way to 2024. We went past slavery. We can fast forward it all the way to now where all these laws, rules, and regulations that we actually voted for gives them the sum of all creation. So us knowing that these people in our age frame, especially now, has used these last tactics in at least the 40s when the Italians came over here. If you paid attention to gangs in New York, that's what I'm talking about. When they got all the people off the boat, what did they do? They put the people in war. They whacked each other. All them gangs whacked each other, didn't they?
Right.
And they brought them new people over here and made a new political party, Democrats and Republicans. That's the same parties going on right now. That's one person, two suits. But when you understand that we've wakened up and realized that it's by the numbers, 8.5 billion people, and most majority black folks ain't voting no more because y'all screwing us, right?
Right.
What you do? They already call us, excuse my N-word, right? They already call us that, so they have to make new ones. And we sign every law and bill for it, passing them through these political entities. Some of these dudes, politicians, fans say, go holler at the alderman. Why? He an alderman because he already took the check.
Yep, already took the money.
He already made a deal with these people. There's an individual that posted something a couple years ago on Facebook and said, we just made a deal with these people. Everybody in Chicago gonna be vaccinated. The Black and Latino community. Did you ask them before you made that deal? But it's an $8 billion deal. Who getting paid on that?
Exactly.
Did you ask that, knowing that this stuff really ain't healthy for us? Come on, look at GMO. Put salt in the water and start moving. Do we actually want to eat that? So do we actually want this shot? Okay, past that, you got new people. We're not following the order of command that they've bestowed that we voted for. So that's why they said black folks ain't following the code because they don't want to take the shot. Why? When we got CMOS.
That's right.
You feel what I mean? So when you have a grand awakening and they are in fear of a unification situation because of they explained to us the fear of all things for us is black folks come together and wake everybody else up and get rid of racial boundary. They got gender situations going on, but they won't get rid of races and just call them humans.
Right.
So when you understand that 8.5 billion people voted for these kind of situations to go on and we won't vote, you have to go. They have to make new bombs. They need new homelessness. They need that. And that's from the people that's here already so they can appease these new guys. These guys just came in. They get a deal. 3 years, they got to work for what? Minimum wage. We talked about this last time. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to suck up the air.
They're arresting homeless people now too, so that's more slavery.
Yes, ma'am. You arrest them. They don't even have a nut house here. Most of these homeless people are psychologically mental and ill, and they don't have a nut house in the state of Ohio no more. So when you commit a little punk crime and they know you need to be medically induced or something like that, they have a penitentiary here with a nut house.
Right.
So you putting them in the penitentiary, making the same thing as like they was inmates to a penitentiary, but they sitting there for 6 months for a mental evaluation, getting needles and shots. And now you can put these people in there for the rest of their life because they have no families. They can't be trusted in the world. They're in the penitentiary. They're making $48,000-$50,000 a year off that body and his labor if he's able to work, because that law still works for them that you cannot turn a disabled person down for a job. They can put them in the kitchen.
Right. Yeah, they can work in the kitchen or something. But it's
So what you're going through, every state in the world going through, Chicago, Ohio, we got so many Haitians around here, right? That's what you're talking about. And they putting everybody out, right? But you finna get a new tax bracket. They finna get money. They got to work for minimum wage for the next 3 years. They not teaching them the law, so they're ignorant to the law. So that means they don't know the law. So they got to put them in jail in order for them. You know, they gonna take them through the process. They're making new ones, and then some of us sound like the same people that looked at us when we got off the boat. I don't trust them in our neighborhood. No, we're approaching this totally wrong and anger when it ain't the people that did it. It's the politicians that's doing it through the people. So in turn, we actually did it to ourselves, brother.
That's a lot of corruption, though.
Now, what we need to do is unify with these people and teach them our way, because they're not these people. They're our brothers and sisters. There's a lot of people. I don't care if you organized or not. Some of y'all related to them people right off of that boat. Some of them people kick it with us every day. Some of these people are part of our organizations, and we get up there and say, screw the Haitians. So screw fam them too. Oh, he cool, but they not. We have to unify with these people, teach them our way so they can correctly, so they don't get screwed like us. Each one teach one.
Can I say something? Yes, yeah. Right. It's a lot of Louisiana has a really strong bad history of corruption, and not only that, there's such thing as called a due process, where you have to go before a judge before you can throw people out of an apartment unit. None of that.
Oh, I'm for all that, brother. Yes, and I understand that. That's why we actually do need to unify with them so they can vote on them political kind of situations, so they're not able to do that. And I'm pretty sure somewhere under the Constitution and putting people out of court, if you don't get putting people out, you ain't gave them no kind of paperwork saying and reasons and validated of what it is that you're doing. You can't put them out.
That's right. That's right.
So they looking for us. Okay, so when you put people out forcefully, and now we're mad at them because they put them in there to harbor them, guess who's finna fight? They're doing it on purpose. So we have to do the paperwork on this. You know, the pen is mightier than the sword. Some of us can get our land back if we go all the way to the paperwork from when that first colonizer took it. They got paperwork on it. Let's think. We think, you unify, and you teach.
True. That's why I told him earlier that this is levels of corruption that like, bro, it's all coming from lower levels on up. Somebody got their hands greased in this right here.
It's organized crime.
Yes, man. Yeah. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That is fine.
Organized crime.
And guess who? And guess what's so crazy? We think so less of ourselves that we don't even realize that we say we the people. So why the people can't say nothing? And go to jail for it. If we read our Constitution, we actually have a right to say no and veto everybody in government and put the government back together. It's the people, we can put them all the way up out of there. But as soon as you take that to court, you the one going to jail. Why is that? Well, you're trying to overthrow the government. No, I'm trying to get the government to put us where we need to be and where we supposed to be, above the government.
You're trying to get the government
above the government. We are the government. If y'all ain't they public servants, including politicians?
In which we hire. We pay taxes for their salary.
Okay, so who's supposed to be picking up the trash and stuff when they go on strike? The people in the government, not volunteers. The people and things. Y'all supposed to be paying us to pay y'all.
And the Shreveport Police Department spearheaded it. It was
Man, where is there in the Constitution or a law to say that we need to pay taxes on our money, but if we don't, we go to jail? Why do you think a lot of them people get out of jail? Because they put their law and produce it in court. That's why they don't have to pay the taxes on their money.
Somebody got paid, brother. Somebody got paid.
Of course.
Police got paid. Councilmen got paid. Districts got paid. Bro, this is about big money. Like you said, that COVID money, how it magically come on, man.
How many homeless people in the world? How many homeless people in the world didn't get that stimulus money, man? That probably dead or they ain't found, don't want to be found, and then all of a sudden here go a war with the Ukraine. In the 40s, when they had the last pandemic in the 40s, they kicked off a war with Germany. Okay, and people was wearing masks just like us. They did the inflation. They did everything that they are doing right now today. And in reality, it's so much pollution in the world. We supposed to have been wearing masks since the 1800s.
All the pollution is in our neighborhood.
$48 billion they got last year in COVID relief money. And what nobody
$48 million. So
let me ask y'all this.
Time out. So $48 million. They got this last year, right?
Yeah, March of last
so this is a year span of $48 million just magically. These folks get evicted. 48. I just can't $5 going to a community and nobody sees no money. Nobody sees nothing. These people get put out.
I think your math off. It's 53 billions they just gave the Haitians, but yeah. Now, when you kick off a war, what do you do?
They turned off the electricity and they turned off the water.
When you kick off a war, what do you do after the pandemic? You inflate, tax, you incarcerate. You put new people out there. But what you do is you throw a whole bunch of teenagers out there to war first, so you can kill off some of the youth. Right?
They just changed the law they lowered the age for the gun law. So I
yes, ma'am. Yeah.
They did that for a reason.
Yeah.
Right. One hand washes the other.
One hand washes
the other. They've been doing that win. So, but again, we're not telling you not to fight. Keep the fight. Keep the push. Yes. Keep going. Don't stop just because you know all of the variables that they have. Every little thing. There's a way around. It's some kind of clause or policy or something. Like I told you, go to the law library and start looking up some stuff in Shreveport's history and the area, who owns what, how much they're getting, how much they're worth. Then you know how to come at them. But like you said, you have to have somebody to back you.
Not come. Let's be careful. We're not coming at them. We need to talk. See, words, you feel me? Because they be on that dumb stuff, man. Free Rashad, man. So, man, you hear me? But they come because of the wordings, man. We gotta come at no. See, that's what, and we gonna hurt ourselves sometime. We need everybody, and this is an opinion, and we need everybody that's in tune with this law, man. People that are paralegals, people that read, that got criminal law. Us, our people, we need to actually put together this paperwork according to this Constitution and define the Constitution, and not only the terms of the definite. You know how they used to get you in a reading class? Okay, I need you to read this story and give me a 4-page essay on it of the who, the what, the when, the why, the how, and things of this nature, the what you can and can't do. See, that's what needs to be done with this Constitution. And then after this situation is broke down, we put down here everything that they can't do that they are doing according to the Constitution that they can't, and hold them accountable for that. It ain't about the reparations, it's about changing the word. You can't get reparations on something you taught them how to do. That's why they don't want to give it to us. We were the elder elites that taught them. That's why they're not going to give us reparations. Money is not our solution. Unity is. And understanding the law written by how they put it. The pen is mightier than the sword. They put us in war with each other. Why you think the music changed from knowledge to criminality? And we sucked it up like a sponge. Because we warriors anyway.
You
They
know,
know it.
our problem is wanting to be in unison with them instead of being in unison with each other. We want to be involved with them. And that's the problem. Why would you want to be somewhere they don't want us to be? I don't understand that.
Why you think a bunch of us like us right now are dead? Because one of our own wants to be with them so bad.
We have our politicians is sold out. I'm sorry. In the state of Mississippi, let me speak for my state. They're sold out because I'm telling you, with my situation, being hurt on a state job, I have not. Nobody's called me. I did all the calling. I did the petitions. I went to the congressmen, all of them, the senators, the board of supervisors, the mayor, and nobody's calling me. I'm the one that's doing the work. And I was violated on my job. This man, I mean,
yeah, that's the podcast last week y'all did, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
man, if I tell you how all that even trickled down, I watched that whole podcast. And sister, let me tell you how all that trickled down. It trickled down to you to be injured. It all started with a female. And two individual groups of individuals dealing with this same female. This all took place in about it added up between 17 and it shot off into 18 and 19 around these time frames. It started in Parchment, in Smith, and a couple other penitentiaries out there in the South, okay? Group of individuals call themselves wanting to take over the penitentiaries out there and put together a group of individuals, and they used this one female, and she got greedy in the situation. My dude sitting in SIG right now just got out the hole for 27 days fighting one of these dudes not too long ago. I'm getting so tired of it. And he a big we ambassador. They do not care. You hear me? You're still going through it right now. And so when all that stuff took place in Parchment and the news seen all the blood and that, me and one of the brothers that's incarcerated right now that I wanted to get on this podcast, but I choose not to hide his identity because after they found out he had everything to do and stopping that, not Jay-Z and Yo Got It, for the reform and all that stuff afterwards, it was us. I don't care if they know. We sent them all that information. We sent these there. We made the little phone calls to the streets to have people cut it down up in there because it was all over a female in the first place. And she got a lot of people hurt and a lot of people still getting hurt behind that right now in Smith and Hayden and all these kind of stuff that's going on right now. And that's why they don't want to deal with you personally because it's bigger. In their eyes, it's bigger.
It's definitely bigger when you didn't do anything to the inmate. They did.
You didn't do anything to the inmate. A lot of these stabbings and stuff we seeing on YouTube, same group of individuals that's hurting people, getting people hurt, trying to gangbang to maintain their own image and stuff like that. And innocent people are getting hurt, but they not understanding the corruption of it all has started and always has started with the correctional officer. And those that get involved with that stuff, they supposed to go there and help us rehabilitate. She was actually opening the door, giving them the keys to open the door to go up in there and stab people. That's where all that blood came from. Her. Where is she at? That stuff trickled down so bad that they found out Emmett Till murderer was the Warden family. The Warden was kin to Emmett Till murderer. He was a Till.
And then they turned off their electricity while they were still in those units. They turned off their water and they turned off the lights.
All that trickled down because a group of individuals, two separate group of individuals, was doing what they needed to do to take place in the penitentiary. Well, you know, everybody got their own move. One was doing what they needed to do and trying to get out the way. One wanted all. She stopped messing with one and started messing with the other, and she got greedy with them, and it became a whole out war right there in parchment. Jigging them didn't have nothing to do with that cleanup. They came for a reform afterwards and took half the ideas we thought about. Fuck meat meals and jigger. This is the truth.
That's why
And
I
that's why
got
you got hurt, because people in the penitentiary systems, including some of them guards in there that work with some of them dudes that's moving around. Look at these dudes posting all this stuff on Facebook about the fights and in the boat, and he got a knife. Them the ones that are taking over the penitentiary systems out there, and some of them people in them correction facilities in position of authority are working with them. And if you're a good guy in there, the Big Wheel Ambassador book, all that stuff is up in the South Penitentiary book. They are actually jumping on people for actually trying to produce peace and unity in a penitentiary. It is a lot of work to do. And they're allowing it because we're killing ourselves.
It's the truth hidden in plain sight. It's
In
right. It's
plain
not
sight.
even hidden. It's not even hidden no more. They used to hide this.
That's when it happened. I broke down the whole timeline and everything, didn't I? Yes, ma'am.
I started there in 2017. I got attacked in 20. So yeah, it's around that same time.
I was there, not physically, but I was there trying to help stop stuff because too many people were getting hurt out there that could have affected these streets that was already in peace. Just because the kids in beefing, that don't mean the streets beefing. There's levels. Right. The sooner we understand these levels, the sooner we'll get out of these kids' way and stop trying to save them until they are ready to save themselves. Because, like we always say, you have to want this. We can't keep sacrificing our kings and queens and our gods and goddesses to people, kids, and their parents won't discipline them. Their parents, look at their parents, 50 years old in a bar. What are you doing with your kids? We in their way, but we forgot we had our turn. We got to get out their way and try to save them the best way they can. We got to start, like I said last time, picking and choosing. Like, I see that potential in him. Come on, we got to get at least one, because eventually that one going to help them 10. And that's if 3 of them don't get killed. We're going off numbers. This is a mathematical equation of science and evolution and life right now. And we keep getting the wrong solutions to the problem. So I'm so glad fam started this Truth Radio.
We've been doing this since 24. I mean, this has been going on a long time. We've been doing the podcast for a while. It was podcast before it was a podcast out. So we've always been on this awareness tip. Even back then, we would even educate pain with the community. When we started, one of my guys on here now, Pre-Water, he did the show with me back in the day. So, you know what I'm saying, he can vouch for me. You know what I'm saying? We did a lot of interviews. We did a little flip. We did Cocaine from the West, explaining the same things back then on how the way the world is, even in 2014. So this is 2024. You feel what I'm saying? And it's even more things hit back then than it is now. Truth be told, a lot of us were incarcerated on humbug bull to stop to push their money. They want the money. They want the property. They want the money. They want our kids. They want everything that we started, cultivated. You know what I'm saying? Made. They want the raw essence. They created what they want, and they'll stop at nothing to stop each and every one of us that's pushing in that agenda to push their agenda. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's why they made a lot of these so-called fraternities and so-called college groups and things like that, man, so they can pick and choose and divide and conquer who want to be whitey and who gonna stay whatever we labeled them. You know what I mean? So we have to understand.
These lawyers going to these
Yeah.
schools and getting in. I mean, they're in brotherhood, and they so
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So I will not hire another. I will try to hire a lawyer because no one would take my case. I'm my own lawyer. I got assistance with another advocate. I don't know if he really wants me to talk about him or not, but a lawyer wouldn't take my case. So I'm going to be my own lawyer when I go before the federal courts.
Yeah. So
Man,
we gotta understand, man, that even in every case created on us, we have a case against it or against them in its entirety, man. A lot of us, I think Strong was saying something about it not too long ago. A lot of us is actually suffering from PTSD because of the way society has put rules, regulations, and laws and created, let's say, the ghettos and things like that for us to be steady catching these incarceration plots, all for the greed of money. So we have to understand, like, once we do our investigation wholeheartedly and be diligent in it, we actually have a real strong case against them. Like, how can everybody keep throwing away the fact that this man got on nationwide TV or behind closed doors, and it came out that he said kill every black Messiah they think they're gonna have. He put a hit out on us a long time ago, and according to it, he could have did that according to the Constitution and the people. So that's why they label us radical, so they can legally kill us, and we keep actually helping them do it to each other because we don't want to let what they have go.
Hey, big bro, to add on to what you saying, man. See, the lawyers, y'all gotta think about it, man. They go through the same system as the judges and everything. To become a lawyer, they gotta go through them in the same system. So most of the time, I ain't gonna lie, it's like they sell their soul through the door, man, not even knowing. But first, they think they're gonna go into
Ooh, I ain't want to go there.
the lawyer. They think they're gonna be a lawyer and save people and do things for people and help people all the time. They selling their soul because you gotta think about it. Once you cross them gates, you can't go back to the people no more. You want to be a lawyer now, so now you gotta do what the lawyers do. You gotta change the world with them. Them two different worlds. That's why I want y'all to understand, man. That's why I call it the belly of the beast. Because when we in the belly, we really are in the belly of the beast. We really are getting treated like our slave. We really are slaves. We have to realize that, man. You know, they set us up to destroy us as a people. Y'all gotta think about it. Even today, they call it Father's Day. You gotta think about it, bro. A lot of fathers and sons ain't together. They don't even communicate. They set us up to hate each other before they set us up to build with each other as men. You know what I mean? You got a lot of men that don't even respect Father's Day no more. Ain't no parties out here, ain't none of that stuff out here. Don't care about none of that. The sons don't care about the dad. The dad don't care about wanting to raise their kids. That's how evil it is out here. We're fighting a good and evil war. We gotta get real deep down into this, man. You know, 'cause we fighting for our souls as well, man. You know, and a lot of us look past that, bro. We have to look to that in order to solve the things that we're going through. Reconstruction of our mind frame, the reconstruction of our people is the main goal about how we fix things, bro. Because our people are broken as spiritually and mentally, man. You know what I mean? You see that all over the country, man. That's why it's all going on like that. That's
And
why
we doing it to each other though. Like, you can't, like you said, man. They sell their soul in the dough. Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am. And
because
that man said something so powerful. He said they sell their soul in the dough. And I'm not gonna even get biblical. I ain't got time for it. But he said something that was powerful, man. When them people ask you, do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? And you say yes, you put a man before God. So you turn your back on him in the dough. So you don't never supposed to do that. You know what I mean? Like, you never supposed to put no one before, man. Even if you believe in the Bible or anything, this, that, and other, all things said don't put nothing before the highest as something created as a man or human being, things like that, even an animal, idolize and whatever. The moment you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and personal Savior and God and believe that He is God, you put Him before His Creator.
thousand parts, man.
So they know exactly what they do when they walk through them doors and things like that, brother. So you have to understand what we're dealing with. It is never thinking just only on a political level. These are spiritual, religious wars. How are y'all gonna add 10 more commandments without the people's permission, who are the gods that judge accordingly? Because He said the gods of man will be judged by the gods. We are the God, and you didn't even ask us, so you didn't ask God. So what y'all doing?
Hey, let me add to you, bro. And then you gotta think about this too. The preachers and everybody who get put in position, they gotta cross the same gates as the lawyers and the judges and everybody else, bro.
It's on
So
their
they
rings.
talk about God at first, yeah, look, holy, holy, holy. But when they cross them goddamn gates, it's we need them tabs.
It's on their
We need
rings.
them tabs to help get to that. You feel me? It changed over, bro. It changed over. See, like that's why we got a lot of black people. I'm talking about black people that got 3-piece suits on and shit still ain't changing. Because they get a before they put that 3-piece suit on, they talk about I'm for the people, I'm for the people, woo 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 woo, and then when they put that 3-piece suit on, you cross that goddamn gate. So you got to, to put that 3-piece
Because
suit on, you got to be able to cross that gate before they put that 3-piece suit on. You ain't gonna put that 3-piece suit on if you don't cross that gate, bro. Say that to say like, yeah, you could be the best person in the world to go do these things. When you cross that goddamn gate, they got different rules. You can't do it after
yeah.
that. Ooh.
And that's because you're not allowed to be where you be. They stole one of the best gifts, gifts God gave us, accountability and free will. So if we have to portray an image because of the perception of advertising of how society deems people need to be, then you can make rules and laws that go against the Most High any day and slip it in, and people actually to go to church and feel like that's what it needs to be.
That's
They
Hey,
missing the point of word. Words mean things. We're hypnotized. We're
yeah.
hypnotized.
I'm gonna enter. KD, I'm gonna interject in here just a minute. Give Red a chance to say something. She had something she had to say.
I would just first off, happy Father's Day to all the fathers that's on the panel. Um, thank y'all for letting me chime in
Thank you.
on the
Thank you,
discussion.
Queen.
Now on is it now Shout Body? Shout
Yeah.
Body?
Shout body.
You were talking about lawyers. Because I'm jumping into that now. All people, because I'm listening to the different subject matters on there, coming from a legal background, dealing with the prosecution, we do have attorneys and people in our African Americans and Mexicans and everything that do work and go out there to fight for injustice for our own people and everything. Between the legal system and different communities everywhere, always everywhere. My dad and all of them are cops. I got FBI agents, everybody in the family. I deal with the prosecution on the DOC side. Now coming up, even before going back into the music, handling the contracts of these artists and everybody. So I've got to see coming to the South living, as far as Alabama, it was a lot of things where I grew up from. As far as the people in the communities helping one another, checking on one another. Somebody's always doing something else, and then blame police for everything we have. You do have hate from there. They just tell me situations and stuff go on there, and they try to fight against the ones that's coming in. So there's a whole issue going on, but there's not. Everybody's just not hateful of everybody. Do and love what they're doing, trying to make a change on that. But once we have to start taking these people out that just in it just to keep the racism, the hatred, and stuff out there, they don't. And when everybody work together on that and show that we're working together, coming at, then it'll be a brighter situation. But the South has a lot of problems. From Mississippi, Alabama, those laws were fucked up. Fucked up. And
Can
they
I ask you a
working it,
question, sir?
and
Is
it's
it
a
like?
lot of stuff. So go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask you something. Like I'm listening, and I want to know, like, is it like more of a propaganda pushing, faking as law, agenda
Well,
pushing?
as keeping and going the right ways, there's still issues. I can't talk on some of those cases
Yes,
where they're
yes,
trying
ma'am.
to change a lot of things going on as far as if I had a situation or a case coming up. Let's say K Dog, we're representing you and judge or something. You'll have most of the time attorneys, judges teaming up together. They can make a phone call and them, hey, I got this case going on, this is a situation. They're trying to intercede on that. Because a lot hey, we having this situation. This been going on for years. Just like a lot of
Yeah,
other things were up on the rug, swept up on the rug, nobody wanted to talk about. And now
the
you have
swap
more
out.
people coming trying to get this stuff going on for so many years. Just like the police department. You had so many of them where they're brotherhood in the police department. You know, they feel like, okay, this situation go on, I can't blow the whistle on you and everything. On it. More people are coming out on it. Everybody's not the same. But until we held everybody accountable for that, it's still gonna be an issue. Like a couple
Oh
days
yeah,
ago,
if it was
I done
created,
seen cases where shot this young man, he wouldn't get his food, and I made a phone call. Stuff like that still pisses me off to this day.
right,
Because things like that need to change. You got body cams, we got all this other stuff, and it's not changing like it needs to change rapidly. It changes slowly,
right,
but we
right.
still got to
Did they change the
grow.
law where you at? As far as because out here they passed the law to where on the body cams, the police have the right before they turn the body cam in to edit it. That's unconstitutional. Even I know that.
No, no. You in Mississippi? Head out.
I'm in
I'm in
Mississippi.
Ohio.
I'm in Mississippi.
Oh, you on Ohio? Okay, Mississippi, because I've had some situations out of Mississippi. I will look into that K-Dog on Ohio, and I have a follow up on.
Thank you.
Because
'Cause
that should
I don't know if they
not
changed that
allow
law,
that to
but
happen.
yeah, like the 3-year gun spec stuff, they changed the law on that while I was in the penitentiary out here in like 2013. You can't, how you gonna give a person a felonious assault with a gun and things like that, but give them a 3-year gun spec for shooting the gun? Like, all that counts in the felonious assault when you get found guilty, bro. So you giving them, it's unconstitutional. They still giving it to them out here. You know what I mean? Like, got here, I got pulled over for driving without a license. They gave me 6 months, day for day. Now, this man said in open court that he sentenced me to 180 days because I pled guilty. You know, it's a driving without a license. Okay, find me guilty. I did it, whatever. They don't play like that out here.
Right.
Get up to 6 months. Okay, but that was my first time ever being pulled over in my life. Okay, I ain't got no license. I never really even wanted an ID. We already know I used to live a street life, whatever. But you stated in court that if I don't have any wants and warrants in any other state, Illinois and things like that where I come from, you'll let me out on fines and court costs. The day I come back to court, you gave me 6 months and went against your ruling that you made in court that day before you feel what I mean? And when I made him aware of that, he said, "You think you're smart?" I say, "No, you think you slick." And I guess
Right.
that me real
Because
from the
it's got
way.
to be another
Ignorant
why
to the
people.
law, but I'm not ignorant to comprehension, sir. I say you really can't do that. I say, where's
Right.
the stenographer? Bring that paperwork back. Can I get a continuous? Get them out my courtroom, and they made me do that whole 6 months.
Oh, yeah. When
Yeah.
shit like that go on, they feel threatened because education. I also going to school and all this stuff, working for a guy in a car accident. I had to deal with one of the head sheriffs that got hit by a drunk driver, a white drunk driver that left me for dead. It took some black witnesses of chased this man down, brought him back. Now keep in mind, people that came out there was all sheriff's deputies, all 8 white sheriff deputies. They to the hospital. So they gave my folks to run around because I was hearing in and out, having seizure stuff. I couldn't really talk. So I went to court, they won't get nobody the case. So when I was able to come back to and get stuff situated, I made it my deal downtown to the sheriff department to let them know I was filing charges on against them as well, as long with the drunk driver. The head, I ain't gonna mention his name because his stuff still going on. I got to sue against
Right?
him.
Yes, sir.
And the
Don't
DA
incriminate
came
yourself.
out, and first thing they were privilege. Now they want to tell me it's a privilege for the sheriff's deputies to come out on my accident on there. So let me stop you right here before we go any further. I want you to know I'm recording our conversation because I went through a situation with my car accident. So I'm recording my conversation so I can you. because I want to make sure you know what's going on. He said, oh, yeah, it's fine. Big old bold white lady. Black lady, she looking with the DA. So I let he said it was a privilege for the sheriff's deputy to come out there in my accident. Birmingham. So I said, let me stop you there. Where I had my accident in, it was only meant for the sheriff's deputy where I was. So that's a lie. He went on to say, with it, first off, this was a white, and I emphasized on it, a that hit me and also left the scene of the crime. That's two different incidents. Y'all did not arrest this man. Y'all allowed his friends or family. They picked him up from the location. They took him away. His vehicle sat at their area where he hit me at for over. So what are you talking about? He kept going on. I said, well, I'm filing a claim against you guys because y'all didn't do your job, number one. Well, it don't matter how I know. It's the facts. I got all the facts in black and white. Then you gave my folks to run around on a police report. It don't take long for a police report to go.
Right.
He don't know what I do. He don't need to know what the fuck I do.
Right.
He need to know what the facts is. And then I reiterated to him, I said, well, a few years before this, a black man hit me the same way. Y'all was quick to jump on his ass and arrest him. He stayed at the scene. It was a mere fender bender. But you was quick to arrest him. And I said the reason he didn't get arrested because I knew a ride around with him for a case. What do you mean case? Oh yeah, I do work for the prosecution side of one of the. I mentioned the attorney department we work. That is.
Oh, that was church. That's what he said that they was in trouble.
Yeah, everything changed to that point where you have to tell somebody who you're related to, what you do, and all this to prove your case. Facts is facts. And I
Yeah,
pulled that race card because
you dealing
I
with.
pulled it.
We're all dealing with open racism according to not only the judicial court system, the federal court system, Supreme Court system, but by law enforcement, even security guards acting crazy out here right now. So you have to understand that until like people like you know what I mean, that's actually in these positions. Because if I was to say, like, hey, I want to retain you as my lawyer for whenever I get in trouble or these people try to put me in a compromising position and situation, I'm fearing that they, I need you to come talk. These people will go against every court stature, law, constitution, and anything because I'm an outside lawyer. Even if it's from the state. But if you go to another state and get a lawyer,
it's different.
You will lose that case. They gave this boy, I got 4 years for weapons under disability and shooting in the public way. A young man got the same thing, and he could have got up to 6 months. So what I got 4 years for it, right? Because he took it to trial. They took 6 months off the table, all right, and gave that boy 16 years. He just came home last year for last. So you gave him 12 years over the max for shooting in a public way and the possession of a firearm. Okay.
You said it's crazy. You have a case in one state, same case in another state. Hell, even the same case in the same state you in.
Yeah.
And just representing you or
that's
don't
how
that. And then just like what's the attorneys that when you they'll get a bunch of cases Monday morning. It's stacks. They have 30 minutes to brief these cases. They go in there and decide, okay, I can help this because you don't have representation. Where there are big time attorneys, they have a case that's pro bono. A lot of people don't understand it. They have to take on the case. That's court law.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you're tutu or whatever. You don't want every one of your cases. You have to take on a pro bono case to help represent somebody. If more of them just go out there and, hey,
Huh.
we need to get help, everything will change. If people do things how they were trained in school, by the books, by the law, and try, everything will be so much better. Because you got little kids and everybody scared of the police. You got people scared to go and get representation for court, everything, because they've been because
Yeah.
nobody want to do their job.
Oh, it's just because it's part of the money situation. Oh, I'm paying. They charged me with a DUI before out here, and the police, like, not only did he lie on the report, he threatened my female and stuff like that. Told her if she don't put the camera down, she was going to jail. Man, you can keep recording. You ain't got. If you know, he told her if she pulled the camera out, she was going to jail. All kind of stuff. I passed the breathalyzer and everything like that, but they still charged me with the DUI. They threw it all out under my cost, though. Once they found out that the officer and my people was witnesses to the situation, I wasn't even driving in the first place. You feel what I mean? This is
So all they get thrown
case,
out
yeah.
after.
So at the end of it, after throwing everything out, they say I still have to pay the fines, the court costs, the this, the that, the boo bop, the bang. And I'm like, I don't think I need to have to pay all that when y'all just proved in court that this man lied. Not only through my statement, but
But
his
see,
own.
that's how they do it. It can be anything go on. And it'll fill out. They need money for the court. They want money for the jail. They get paid a lot of money.
How is that constitutional?
It's not. This is law. You gotta understand. This stuff has been going on for years. Like everybody.
Well, that's the whole thing with
Them
me.
working out there trying to get stuff changed.
Well,
It's a big ass fight.
that's
Because you
the whole
got new
thing.
people coming in, you know, oh, we're going to keep doing this, just like Congress. If they get rid of all them old people out of Congress, a lot of shit will change.
What'd you say, sis? I heard you.
When she was talking about the law, as far as me being a victim and trying to get assistance with me being violated, they're telling me I need to get a lawyer. Now, I'm doing all of this. The Attorney General is saying that I need to get a lawyer, but she's representing 5 people that I am suing. Make that make sense?
That ain't good.
Even with the
How can she? And I was following your case. How
I'm
can
suing 12 people, and she's representing 5, and I'm the victim.
you can't represent everybody in this case? That means I'm gonna do a scenario, Ms. Katina. That's just like, okay, on here. I know you know K Dog. I know T Pope. They got into in a situation. I'm on your side trying to help you out there, but then I call T Pope. Give me this information on here. This is what they're gonna use in court. That's a conflict of interest. The same thing about attorney and judge knowing each other. And all you gotta do, hell, I go in here. I got a case coming up Tuesday. This is the docket number right here. This is it. I got you, baby. How you doing on your tea time? I'm just giving you some insights on something.
This is my thing. Okay, I'm a state employee. I'm your coworker.
Got everything set.
I'm your coworker. I'm a victim. I'm the one. I'm a citizen, and you're telling me as an attorney general that you're not going to represent me, but you're going to represent the prison. That's a conflict of interest within itself. So how does that work for you to say that you're not going to represent me? You're going to make me spend money, and I'm the one that was violated. I'm flabbergasted. I haven't met anyone. I haven't met the attorney general,
crazy.
the DA. I begged the DA
That
to come
sound
out.
like
It's crazy.
The sheriff.
That sound
Because
like
one,
some bull.
if she had the band, if she
I'm sorry. Go ahead. So I'm sorry.
went this far. It wouldn't even went this far. It's a situation where I know a white lady had a situation where the correctional, she got attacked and all that went got ill by gunpoint, all that stuff that went on, but they went and had it taken care of.
Oh, And like you said, don't nobody take the
It happened to
cases
you on
either,
the
man.
show.
And
You got
it's so
all
crazy
kinds.
because
You
when I
got all
tried
the
to
paperwork. They got cameras. They got everything.
I wrote the Bar Association. I wrote everybody. I did all the paperwork for
Me too.
everything, bro. With nobody in the state of Ohio or nowhere take the case. See, Ohio didn't breed too many precedents and things like that. This is one of them states, even in the ghetto, some of these motherfuckers feel privileged. You understand where I'm coming from? Every state got their own constitution too, though. Let's be aware of that. Every state got their own, let's just say, organization structure. You feel what I mean? And that's how the people are designed to live in that state. You feel what I mean? That's they designed to.
Yeah.
That's what
Can you
they
tell
go
me?
through. Ohio be
Can,
the last state to go by the book because they can actually, I don't know if this is true, but somebody told me that they can actually try to void the law that was passed, and until they are forced to do it, they can keep doing what they want until they are forced.
It's
can
been
you
happening.
explain something to me?
Is
So
that
I
true? Oh, good.
So I went before, supposedly went before the grand jury, okay, and they supposed to have indicted him on a simple assault, even though I've had 2 surgeries, um, and then the DA turned around and dropped the charges because they didn't have enough evidence.
Wow.
So, okay.
When there's no
You
charges in the first place.
Wow, they screwing her big time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
long
because
this
it's a
misdemeanor
noise.
your case
It's a
been going
whistle.
on?
You got a whistleblower's case.
I am a whistleblower, and this
And
happened in 2020.
you got a whistleblower
So
case.
4 years.
And the
And
feds
okay.
probably investigating the prisons and stuff like that anyway. So it's probably a conflict of interest to their investigation.
Yeah. That's the
Well,
biggest thing. It's conflict of interest all
That's why they doing it.
doing
A
that.
lot of people probably finna go down
Then
from the
you got
top to the
part of the
inmate.
whistleblowers.
Yeah, that's
Then
probably
you're
what's
part
gonna
of the
happen.
whistleblowers. That's
Mm-hmm.
another situation.
Yeah.
It's like
You probably ain't gonna get paid till after it's over.
so now they looking at you like, oh, she's gonna do this and do that. They gotta keep you at bay. They
Yeah.
don't, oh, we do this little bit, but then they holding up more stuff. Oh, we're gonna look into this, but then it's some more stuff hold up.
well,
When y'all do it's
The Department of Justice already went in and investigated the prison. They have a report. They even have the commissioner admitting all of this stuff about people getting hurt. It's already in writing. So the case is
when
already.
you first when you
I'm
You
first
not
sorry.
got
gonna
your
get nothing
situation,
till
I'm
they
just
indict
telling you,
everybody.
I'm sorry.
Department
What
of
did you say?
Justice, when you they already had all their stuff. They already knew up with them. The same way turkeys that I work for, when they went to go do cases like that for inmates treated and different things going on. There's a whole list. We see everything.
Yeah.
We know who going over the case and know who came in, who clocked out duty, who was off duty, who was the security, what time they do, what inmates was on their cell block and all that stuff. We know everything. That's a
Mm.
bunch of bull.
Wow.
There's everything. Only things that takes a little bit more time to get in, phone records, which you go and get that so you can see
Well, see,
what tower they it's so much
the
plug in
smart,
with
the
everything.
thing about them, they already had me under investigation about another case that happened to me before that. An inmate ended up dying in my building. I had a building of 200 inmates. Only a officer in the cage, was in there, and plus myself. So the inmate was on the wrong side of the zone. That's 100 on one side and 100 on the other. So in the process of me hearing what's going on, I go up to her and ask what's going on. She said an inmate got hurt. They just took him to the right zone. So she asked me to relieve her, which is something that I've always done because we always short staffed. So I relieve the lady. She go down there. I see them doing CPR on the man. Okay. So when she comes back, she's saying he's not responsive. I'm like, you need to call security. You need to call the nurses back because I see them coming with no equipment. So at this point, I'm going back to my office because I'm like, I don't want no part of this. You know what I mean? The less I see, the best. So anyway, she quits. So that implements me. That they started questioning me. But the way that the investigators did, they would call my supervisor and have her to call me up and then have me to go see them. So it wasn't a tracking of the telephone calls. That's the way they did things. And see, and then after that happened in July, I got attacked in December. So they never did anything. They did a lie detector test on me and they claim I failed it, but they never gave me the report. I'm like, where's the evidence? You know what I mean? So after I
Right.
wanted to sue, that's when they brought that back up again, saying that they was going to do a due process on me with what happened with the inmate.
It sounds like they putting what they doing is putting both cases together.
They did
Problematic.
because they called me a
Making
witness.
you be the
They called
problem.
me a witness.
Like you done had, and what they done did, even while you're not there, they already investigated. One, they finna find out how your if you had any write-ups or anything while you was there. Between July and December, was there any other issues? Are
No.
you more friendly with the inmates? Are you easy to get up? They asking all of these questions. Everything has been going on.
And what they
It's
can
like
find
any
out,
other case and any other HR process. They
and what
ask
they can
all of
find out is that I've never been written up, but I wrote up a lot of officers though. That's the problem. And I did my job. So that's their issue with me is that they saw that I was the type person that I'm gonna do my job, I'm gonna be straight up. So they
if
called
you
me a
done written
witness.
up officers, yeah. If you done written up
And
any
it was
officers, yeah, you are. Oh,
it,
we gonna be on this. We finna get her out.
but it was for safety reasons only though, because they put me in danger. Like I can get fired, but this is the reason
Like
why.
Miss Tim, think about this. You got a whole bunch of officers. They all part of, they have their little cliques and stuff. The officers. You
Mm-hmm.
got on the team. They got to prove themselves to the team, to the brotherhood, whatever. So they coming in and working everything. They see something. Oh, they call you out. Well, you ain't supposed to do. They're gonna be like, you don't know you're a rookie. Stay in your lane. That's anywhere. That's how they go. So then if the rookie is sitting up there, they gonna report to their staff, and that staff member or the chief is like, well, he brushes off. He gonna go back and tell the head people that's on them. Be like, okay, we can't have this rookie around us. We got to watch this. They gonna plant stuff on that rookie to get that rookie
Then
the
that's
hell
exactly
out of
what they
school.
did.
They gonna be. They gonna be little. It's little sneaky shit that go on all the time.
So
That's
that could have been a
any
setup.
place you go with. They can be doing stuff, following these, setting stuff up. You could be having. You still work with them right now?
No, I resigned due to fear for my life because they were doing the
If you
stuff.
were still, if you were still issues after issues after issues after issues, they would have made you lose your mind.
I was already doing. They put the dogs in my office. I was the only one. They would test me, drug
Oh,
test me, doing all of that.
baby, they wouldn't have liked
Yeah.
me. They wouldn't have liked
You
me.
cannot you can't be a straight up person and work that kind of job. You just cannot be strong minded and do the
You
right
can't.
thing. You cannot.
You can't, and it's a lot of women that work out there, and a lot of them there too. I even know a young girl went out to do corrections and stuff, and the inmates literally beat her, and she didn't get it. She had to go. And I'm like, I have cousins, married cousins that work, men and women, correction facilities on there, and tell me about everything that goes on in there, and they had to leave out there because you don't have, or they may leave you by yourself working out this whole cell block, and you supposed to have a whole team. Where is everybody at? Or they disappear. People on your shift, and all of a sudden you the only one that working because they disappear. All of a sudden, one of the jail cells are open.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, what they there's a name for it. When they had the little outbreak stuff, everything is a situation that happens in there.
Yeah. And this was a white guy. This was a white
Seriously.
guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I already knew it before you said it.
Yeah.
be getting down to the last.
Yep.
No charge. I'm like, where's the
Yeah, we getting
charges?
that.
That's crazy,
y'all show.
man.
Hey, that we gonna save all this for another episode on Sunday. This is cut it a little short. We don't want to go the whole 2 hours. You know, got to save some time for some more good topics. So, you know what I'm saying? We want to thank Lady Red for coming in, doing her AD, you know what I'm saying?
Thank
OG
you.
Capone, oh boy, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Jermaine coming in with the show, and Mr. Steve Harris, he's sitting in the background coming to the show tonight. Tune in next Sunday because we're going to have something else. We're going to continue this.
Yeah.
This is going to be a continuation.
Hey, I appreciate Sus giving me that court knowledge too, man. Open my eyes to a few things.
Yeah.
Oh.
Let them know.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna try to get in contact with some attorneys and stuff working around. Maybe they can jump in and maybe you can get some more help on that situation, Miss Tina. So and K Dog. So maybe I can Monday for T Pope. I'll be calling this week to see who we can get on there. Because I'll be doing like the latest night, but I definitely like Pope doing this because you have to get the more people to step up. So I'm been doing a lot of calls to see who we can get on the panel on Sundays. That way you got somebody maybe from the police department, from the FBI department. Someone can chime in. I know they can't say the names or everything, but we need somebody to come in on there and give you some insight on what could be done. Because it's always about that, especially they're not afraid to do it. But I appreciate you guys.
Right.
I appreciate you.
Most definitely. We want to thank everybody
Thank you,
again for
guys.
tuning in
Thank you
live
so
on Live
much.
360.
Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there.
For sure, for sure. If y'all tuning in live on Live 365, we are on live radio along with double of the awareness. We want to thank everybody for coming to the show. Tune in next Sunday at the same time. We will be here on the Solution Radio podcast show, getting it we always do. You know what I'm saying?
Bless.
Y'all